This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. Welcome to this special presentation entitled Hall of Fame baseball legend Hank Aaron Stats and 3 vitally important business lessons you can and should learn from them. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is going to focus on 3 vitally important small business lessons you can and should learn from this man, the legendary Hammering Hank Aaron. Now, what some of you may or may not know is Hank Aaron actually played a total of 23 years in the big leagues. And during that time, this man had a grand total of a staggering 3,771 total hits. However, when it's all said and done, without a doubt, Hank Aaron's really going to be famous because what he actually did at the time was break another legendary baseball player's Ruth. Hank Aaron, by surpassing Babe Ruth at the time with 715 home runs, which many people thought would never be done, that's what he's going to be most famous for. And of course, as we all know, he went on to hit a total of 755 career home runs, and at the time when he retired, he was a king, and of course that record has been broken now by Barry Bonds. However, here's something you may not know about Hank Aaron. Most people consider Hank Aaron a slugger, and he kind of scoffs at that because you may not know it, but Hammering Hank's career batting average for his entire career, ladies and gentlemen, is a staggering 305. You ask anybody who plays baseball on any serious level, from the Babe Ruth leagues, high school, college, the minor leagues, and of course in the major league, to hit 300 for a season is impressive, but to do it over an entire career to stretch 23 years, sluggers can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, quiet as it's kept, the legendary George Herman Ruth, or Babe Ruth, he has a staggering career batting average of 342. Babe Ruth actually had one season, 1923, Google it, where he had a staggering 393 batting average for the season. And if you don't think that's getting it done, give it a whirl. So here's business lesson number 1. Throughout his entire career, Hank Aaron never ever led the league once, ladies and gentlemen, in hitting the most home runs in a single season, and yet you see where he ended up. He was number 1 for years. He's number 2 right now. That's incredible. So the point for you and I is, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to go out and be the king or the queen of this and that to be successful in business. Here's the other thing. Business lesson number 2. As we mentioned, Hank Aaron had a lifetime career batting average of 305, which means one thing. Entrepreneur, he was consistent at putting that bat, on that baseball. Which means, from you and I, from a standpoint of business, the fundamentals. If you and I get good at the fundamentals, not great, good. Hank Aaron was great, don't misunderstand me, but the point is, if you and I are just good at the fundamentals, we're going to do okay. Hank Aaron's lifetime batting average of 305 is exactly what we're talking about. And finally, business lesson number 3. You know, Hank Aaron was never considered a great base runner. You'll never hear anybody talk about his base stealing skills. He never led the league in stolen bases, never came close. Which means you and I don't have to be good or great at everything. You got to be good at some things, and if you excel at others, like Hank Aaron excelled at hitting the home run, he's number 2 all time. If you and I will be consistent in the annals of business, not to say we'll end up in the Hall of Fame like Hank Aaron or George Herman Ruth or some of these other players, but the point is, we'll do okay. So I hope this short video about Hank Aaron's stats and how it applies to business, entrepreneur, has given you the vision to know that you don't have to be great at everything to do okay. But with that said, for those of you who want to discover how you're going to add an additional 25% more gross profit to your bottom line, do so in the next 90 days or less without having to add any new customers or clients, then entrepreneur, grab that free 9-page special report. Just head over to youcanmarketonlinenow.com/sales because that's where you get it. This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. We'll see you again next time on the Marketing Minute.